94 Euro van. No start, crank's okay. When cycling the fuel pump, when cycling the key, I can hear the fuel pump at least wanting to do something. And when it cranks quickly. Before I put a fuel pressure gauge on it, I'm going to check if I get spark. I'll just take the coil wire off of the center to the distributor. Instead of getting somebody to crank it for me, I can also just pull the hall sensor plug. And remove the hall sensor plug at the distributor. That way I can do other tests on it as well at the same time. Key on. The outer two pins are power and ground, so one of them should have power. This one doesn't. This one does. That means the other side is ground, so if I put my test light onto positive, so I know ground is good. In order to check for spark, if I briefly ground the center pin, I should get spark jumping here. I just need to put this somewhere so I have a spark, so I have a gap. Now I touch this to ground. If I get spark like this, most likely the hall sensor in the distributor is bad. If I don't get spark, it could be a coil. So I'm touching the center, nothing's happening. Plus I need to reconnect the test light to ground. So hopefully we get some spark jumping now. Center wire, center pin needs to be briefly grounded. You can hear the injectors. Fuel pump's running and the injectors are clicking, but there's no spark. So it needs an ignition coil. Let's go one step further. Disconnect the ignition coil. There's a ground wire, and then there's a coil power wire, and then the middle one is the ECM trigger to test coil ground. Obviously test light needs to be attached to positive. So the coil ground is good, coil power is good, and now we're gonna see what happens. Actually, no, it needs to be positive. We're gonna back probe the center pin, and then when we trigger the hall sensor, the coil trigger should light up. Okay, so I got a second test light. This one I'm going to ground the hall sensor. With this pin, I'm going to back probe the ECM control. So you can see every time I touch to ground, the injectors are firing, and you can see the coil is being, the circuit is being opened up so that the magnetic field collapses and the coil fires. So coil control is good. We're gonna grab a used coil and see what happens. Attach my ignition coil wire, harness plug. Let's do the coil output test again here. I'm gonna have to do this with, I was gonna say two hands, but I think this will work still. Okay. I'm going to briefly ground this, and then we should see a spark. Did you see it? There we go. Reattach it to the distributor. Come on. Everything is fighting me today. Plug in the hall sensor. And she should start. It's probably going to run a bit rough because of all the times the injectors opened up and squirted some fuel. So it's just clearing itself because of the rich mixture. When looking at the coil wire down here, there's some gray staining. Could be that there's some arcing going on here about at some point in time. Can't really cause anything to arc right now. But the distributor cap also looks like it has some burnt black stuff around it. So I'm gonna recommend wire set, distributor cap, and obviously the main thing, ignition coil.